This video will tell you some of the history of Unix and the motivation for learning more about the command line in Unix. The first version of Unix was made at AT&T Bell Labs. In fact, the C programming language was created in order to build Unix. For a while, the main variant of Unix was BSD. BSD had a permissive license, which means that anybody can download the source code, change it, and do whatever they want, including keeping the source closed. That meant that Next was free to make their own version of BSD-based operating system. That later turned into Darwin in Mac OS X. Another variant of Unix is Linux, which has a copyleft license. That means that if you download the source code and make changes, you have to make the changes available to the world. If you've heard of a Linux distribution, that refers to a bundle of software that'll all run on the Linux kernel. The distribution that you see on my computer here is Ubuntu, which is currently the most popular Linux distro, but there are plenty of others if you would prefer something with a different look and feel. There are some differences between two Linux distributions and between Linux and BSD or Mac, so if a command doesn't run exactly the same on your computer as it does on mine, don't worry, the lessons should still be applicable in general. However, there isn't much similarity between Unix and something like Windows, so the videos won't be applicable for a command line there. And there are plenty of applications that run on Unix that have a graphical user interface. There's Chrome, Firefox, LibreOffice, but there's still a lot of tasks that are best done with a command line. If you're administering a server, you probably need to use the command line because a lot of servers don't have a desktop environment at all. If you're a researcher that needs to run a computationally intensive task, you might need to run a script from the command line or see how it's running on the machine. If you want to test network connectivity, you can use ping or a whole suite of other tools. If you want to do a wildcard search over a long list of files, you can use grep. There are a lot of niches that have very powerful command line tools. And of course, if you're a programmer, you'll probably spend a lot of time in the command line with the things that you build. While the command line is great in terms of customizability and power, it often isn't easy to figure out the right thing to do. These videos exist to show you some common command line tools and to give you the comfort to figure out the rest for yourself.